Welcome back everyone to Argyle TV. And how good does it feel on a Monday when you get to look back on a weekend full of great results? It was a good result on Sunday for the Argyle women's team against Lewes, and before that, the first part of a home park double was Argyle's men's team beating West Bromwich Albion 2-1 at home park. We thought we'd have a little look back at some of the moments from that game in the company of Argyle captain Joe Edwards, who is with me in the studio. Now, it's not quite Sky Sports, Joe. I can't quite promise the same as everything. You're in the Monday Night Football studio and everything, don't you, on Saturday? But we're going to have a look back at the game from Saturday. From your perspective, where you were watching it from that studio, it must have been an enjoyable afternoon to spend with some other people watching Argyle get a result.
Yeah, it was. It was a really important win. I think first and foremost we know we needed a result, and that's what we got. But I think the performance as well was fantastic and definitely something to build on. So no, it was enjoyable to watch. I think the lads did brilliantly. Given
that you were in a similar sort of studio, 10 days before that with the Burnley game, which would kind of been the nicest experience for you watching from afar. I bet it's nice, isn't it, being around fellow pros and stuff and looking at a performance like that on Saturday that was full of heart, full of determination, full of all those little intangibles that sometimes you need to get results like that. Because we probably wouldn't have said we were expected to get too much against West Brom, but we earned it the hard way.
Yeah, we did. But being in and around the team the week previous and knowing the work that we put in, I knew going into the game and what we'd spoke about all week and what we'd worked on. Like I said, I expected a good performance, and like I said, then the boys really did that. So, yeah, no, it's pleasing to watch, and it's good to gain that experience watching it from a different perspective and hearing other people's points of view and ideas. And like I said, I can use that and hopefully help the boys on the back of it.
Brilliant. I think I remember saying to Miron just after the game at Sunderland that if we'd have lost that game 2-1, then you'd have still said some positive things about the performance, the commitment, etc. But ultimately, it would have still been a defeat. The timing of that goal from Nathaniel Ogbetter to give us a point, do you think that played into last week and had that little bit of extra belief that we'd gone to somewhere like Sunderland, got a really, really hard-earned point, and then that brings you in and gives you that confidence to come back here against West Brom?
Yeah, I think so. And I think after the Burnley result, we knew we needed something to reignite us and show there's still fight left in us. I know the gaffers come out after and show there's a proof of life after that performance, which, like I said, no one expected us to get anything away at Sunderland. It's a really tough place to go, but the performance deserved a point, if not more. So we took the confidence from that, and like I said, losing that 2-1 would have been really, really hard to take. So getting that point, even though it was just a point, it was a massive point for us, I felt. And then you had a full week of training where the new manager could really get us on the training pitch and work on what he wants to do and how he wants us to play. And I think you could see that organisation come through on Saturday. And I think, like I said, using that point as a stepping stone to go on and play a top six side and put on a performance like we did, and I think thoroughly deserved the win.
We did, and I think we're going to have a look now at some clips from Saturday's game, starting with some of the aspects that you're talking about. So I'm assuming these are some of the things that he's been talking about. Just the pressing when West Brom have got the ball, not allowing them very much time on it at all.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of having time on the training pitch. I think since he's come in, it's been game after game, and there hasn't been that time on the training pitch to really work on the details of the out of possession stuff, which we know we had to improve. And like I said on Saturday there, I felt comfortable watching the game. I know West Brom at times had lots of possession, but a lot of the time it was going sideways and backwards. And you can see from our shape and our pressing intensity, really only allowed them to probably shoot from distance, or like I said, have possession in non-threatening areas. And I think, like I said, we're not got the ball, but I feel like we're in control here. You see everyone knows their jobs and they're sprinting out to do what they need to do.
I guess it's also picking the time, isn't it? Because we saw it there with a couple of West Brom defenders and there wasn't much pressure on the ball, but as soon as it comes further forward, it's picking the right moment.
Yeah, and there, that communication now, we've got a new back line, but keeping a high line and keeping people offside is important. Like I say, we don't want to be sucked back right into your own box, and the higher we can keep teams out, the better. And like I said there, keeping people offside is brilliant. There we force them back again. From a half dangerous position to look where they are now. I know it's a foul there, but again, that intensity to press is something it's been massive for us recently.
Yeah, and as we mentioned just before, and we're going to see another example or two here of when West Brom did. These are all in the first half, by the way, but when they're getting shots away, as they're going to do here from Styles, who was their left back, getting involved, he's had to do it from a long way out. He's on his right foot, he's leaning back, and we didn't have concede many specific opportunities to them, especially in the first hour or so of the game.
Exactly, yeah, and like I said, shooting from that distance we're a lot more comfortable than balls in and around the box and in our penalty area. So I think the wing backs defended brilliantly. I think Matty was fantastic again against some really tough opposition and not getting the crosses in. And when there was balls into the box, we had people to deal with them. So like I said, our shape there was fantastic, and then it gave an opportunity to break from that to shape to create chances as well.
So without giving too much away, obviously, how much of that is learned on the training ground in the week in terms of how much the head coach wants Argyle to play? How much is he able to impart on a day-by-day basis? And you mentioned about playing more games than having training sessions. Do you think that specifically helped last week, that we were able to do exactly that?
Yeah, definitely. And when you do come in as a new manager, you want to get your points of view across and your ideas across. And the great thing about this manager now is he's very clear on what he wants. And without that training time, that pitch time, it's hard to sometimes get across. You can do as much work as you want on the computer screen or on the TV screen, but to actually see it and feel it live is what you need to do. So, like I said, having a full week, we were able to do so. We were in every day and working hard to really get those ideas across and make sure we knew what we were doing. And I think you could see from Saturday that was the case.
And I guess you always need that buy-in from everybody, don't you? It needs to be, if one person isn't doing it, if two people aren't doing it, that's no good. It needs to be the whole squad mentality. And you can see from those last two games in particular that's absolutely that's the minimum that he's asking for, really.
Yeah, and in football and in sport in general, buy-in comes from results. And we knew the quicker we got a result, the better that would be. And like I said, having that performance and result against Sunderland was a good start. And to take that forward and then getting a win on Saturday was fantastic. And like I said, that gives us belief and confidence to go on and do even better.
Quickly on the winning goal, the way it falls to him after having the first shot, which is blocked, you could argue, or some might write and say, oh, it fell kindly and he finished on the return. I think he did a bit more than that. I think it's about 3 touches, but the way he shifts it onto his right foot and then shoots across the keeper, it's pretty textbook. He's done really well, isn't he, to produce that finish?
Yeah, he has, yeah. Like I said, he's an instinctive finisher, so those are the ones that he loves. And I think when he comes back on his left foot, he strikes the ball really well on his left. We always laugh that I always think he hits it better on his left than he does on his right. But it gets blocked. But like I said, he was sharp and quick enough to get back onto the ball and come across and take it away from the defenders and finish it in the bottom corner where Alex then couldn't really get to the ball because it was that quick. So that was a really good finish, and like I said, I'm really pleased for him because he deserved that.